welcome to this week's episode of Food from Fiction. This week we're going to tackle a food that inspires a lot of debate within the realm of the fandom. Meaning we're going to try our hand at lembas bread from The Lord of the Rings. This is such an awesome example of a fictional food in fiction because while Tolkien gives us so many specifics about so many things in his world, lembas bread is kind of left ambiguous, I think. I was doing research to see what other people across the world think, what they've been making, how they interpret the passages that discuss this lembas bread. And the responses, if you do a little research, are just incredibly varied, and people feel so passionate about it, and I think that's a beautiful thing. I am going to make an olive oil shortbread because the lembas bread is described as a bread cookie like thing, and I think this particular one is A, delicious, and B, travels well and is sturdy as much as shortbread can be. And I think that is another important thing to try to check off when making lembas bread. Obviously this is not probably what Tolkien had in mind, but I'm doing it anyway. So I have flour already in a bowl. I'm going to put powdered sugar in with it. Just mix that up a bit. Then we're going to add a little bit of regular sugar. It kind of gives it more of an interesting texture. And then we're going to put some sea salt. This shortbread will take on different characteristics depending on the olive oil you use. I got the recipe from some cookbook from the library, which I will try really hard to find to give the author the proper credit that they deserve, but it might take me a little while. Alright, so I'm just using a mild olive oil because I don't really want a strong taste one way or another, but obviously you can do whatever you want. You can just have fun. Go wild. We're going to mix this up. The dough is really, really thick if you've never made a shortbread cookie before. Don't be alarmed by that. This one takes on a peculiar color because it's made from olive oil. That color does not stick with the cookie when it's baked. I went out to the garden and cut up some rosemary, which we're going to put in here. And then I also have chocolate. The size of the pieces of chocolate should be kind of like mini chocolate chips, but if you don't have them, then just chop up big chocolate chips or a bar of chocolate or whatever. So as you can hopefully see, it's kind of has a greenish tint like the olive oil does. So again, don't worry about that. And we're going to put our rosemary and chocolate in. That's that. And our chocolate. And that's all there is to making the dough. So I have some parchment paper, which I'm going to put the dough on. If I can get all my stuff out of the way here. And then we're just going to make sure it's all together. If it's not, you can put more olive oil in. If it feels too runny, like more flour. And then I'm going to use another piece of parchment paper on top and then just roll it into a 9-ish inch, 8-ish inch blob, because mine never turn out to be circles or squares. Tolkien has a really special place in my heart because, as shocking as it might sound, I did not enjoy reading as a child. So I distinctly remember reading The Hobbit on my own, and from that moment on, not only did I enjoy reading, but I also loved doing my homework and all other assorted, nerdy, beautiful things. So that's my love for Tolkien, for introducing me. Well, maybe not introducing me, but it was the right book at the right moment in time, and that's what I needed, and there has been no looking back. Okay, so I rolled this out. I'm gonna put it in the oven, and then we'll do what we gotta do afterwards. Okay, our cookies are done. And now we're going to cut them into however big of sizes you want now before they start to cool and set. Okay. Just do it gently. And see if you can give them a little space to breathe while they're cooling down. And that's all there is to making olive oil shortbread. I hope you try it. It's really, really tasty. Let me know if you think you have a better lembas bread recipe, or let me know what you think about Tolkien or the Lord of the Rings, or what's a fandom that just woke you up to books. Hope you're having a great week, and see you next time.